Okay guys, well, welcome to my second video of my sketchbook. This is going to be I actually changed the audio mic from the video. I usually use the Mic Pro, some mini Rodeo Mic Pro, the mini Rodeo Mic Pro, which is like a mount on the horseshoe. But this time I used on my M50. I'm using a Wiseman lapel mic that's wired to the mic. I wanted to do it this way because I feel like it can move around, and I don't want to speak into the camera directly, and you know, to talk into the mic you have to the horseshoe mount. But this one has a long wire and I like it so far. I'm not getting paid anything for this, by the way, by them. I'm just using their product, and it's good to use it on this video. So I'm using daylight settings. I can actually put on a light if I wanted to, but I'm fine how it is. Maybe, let's see, I'm also using the newer light, so you're going along with me. You're going through the experimentation as me as I go along with this too. Yeah, so yep, let's go and start. All right, so this is the last page I left off. Okay, so in these sketchbook pages right here, you're going to see a lot of this is in the Andrew Loomis book, which I talk a lot about, and I'm going to show you right now the cover again. This is by Andrew Loomis. This is Figure Drawing for All It's Worth. Fantastic book. I got it at Barnes & Noble's a long time ago. I paid 40 bucks, pretty pricey, but beautiful illustrations. But it helps me figure out proportions, and this is more of the arcs. As you can see, if I can somehow, let me see if I can zoom in and show you. I want to show you. Yes, so you can see I'm zooming in here, and you can see the arc, how you draw with the line, how you draw up and down. This particular figure is bending over, and it tells you the proportion size. And on the next page, the same thing. The figure is sitting down, as you can see, and it's pretty cool. So helps me out just to think about that. And then in the bottom are these are just faces that I've been drawing on my own. If I was watching it on Netflix while I had COVID and being sick, and yeah, using col-erase pencils, which I'll do a review maybe on the Premier col-erase pencils. I got the 24 set a long time ago, and they're still going. So yeah, sorry if I'm zooming in and out, guys. I'm using the kit lens for the Canon set. All right, next page, same thing. A character design using proportions, my own ideas, and then more crazy character designs. As you can see, I'm trying to draw perspectives, cars, skulls, heads, male heads, cyberpunk people. Pretty interesting stuff. All right, and more Andrew Loomis, drawing more of the Andrew Loomis proportions here. On this page, this wacky page, I just didn't want to draw faces and heads, so I just drew a circle and a spiral, and just started drawing objects that I felt comfortable that I can draw. Very simple shape objects, such as hacksaws, bats, luggages, swords, sneakers, a sand clock, teddy bears, chicken legs, brush sticks, pallets, bicycle wheels, hot dogs. So, and you get the gist of it. So it's a lot going on that page. All right, here I'm using col-erase pencils, drawing another face. I had fun drawing this face, actually, really fun, so comfortable. And just, you know, using proportions, lines. I use this line cross to measure, so I usually draw the horizon and then vertical for the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth placement. And there's a lot of line work here, so here's another character I drawn from a YouTube channel, an actual 80s character. And then stepping back on the next page. Oh, that was the name of the show I was watching on YouTube. It was Barbara Letman, something about Astor Street. I wonder if I can link that video. It's a woman from the 80s in a caravan, and what a time to be in New York City. It was a great video on YouTube. And I was just caught up, like 20 minutes of her capturing a time capsule of what New York was back in the 80s. It was a dump, but still a dump in its own way. But just the art and the ideas, and she interviews artists, poets, and it's what a scene. It's totally a scene. So And of course, back to Andrew Loomis again, sitting down and figuring out proportions. I really like that book. I really have to say it's helping me along understanding proportions and drawing more. Here is, on this page is interesting. I actually was starting to draw without Andrew Loomis a little bit, but just doing my own figure points. And I saw another, I forgot the name of the YouTube artist. He does a quick, great gesture. He talks about knowing landmarks in the human anatomy. So I practiced using that, and how you use volume. You can see the volume on lines and shapes. So I'm not explaining it too well, but he did a great job. I'll see if I can also post that on the up here. Maybe you can probably see on the left hand side, hopefully. Ding ding, whatever. All right, now here, drawing more just body figures, and I'm just trying to make my own figures out of my own mind, not using any references, just pencil to paper, which I find really, really helpful. And here we go. Here, another just drawing faces and without eyelids, just playing with heads, hats. And I was watching again Netflix, probably watching some show from the westerns and from Western history, and just got motivated to draw them. And then the next page, here we go, another Andrew Loomis page about arcs, as you can see on this page. This is interesting how the body, how it spreads out and how you go by heads. He measures by heads, so this one's 10 heads, and the hand goes all the way up, so it's proportioned by arcs and head units. Love it. And of course I use a regular 2B pencil and a col-erase, the Premier col-erase pencils as well. And here it is, that YouTube artist again. He was talking about understanding, you know, how the body moves and what's supporting the supporting leg, and how the body's twisting and turning, and knowing landmarks and how to draw volume. So really, really interesting stuff. And of course, me using col-erase pencils and trying to come up with my own poses, sitting down, standing up. What you're going to hear me now say, I know this is going to probably be untraditional, but while we're talking, this is a fun sketchbook. I want it to be fun. I'm drinking my little juicy, so you might hear it on the microphone. Sorry. And just doing standing poses. I don't want to show too much on this, but this is a reference from the internet. It's a nude body. I try not to show it too quickly. But yeah, it's just to get an idea. You know, I'm trying to not copy it completely, but understand the body landmarks here. I'll just try to move the page over a little bit so you can see right there. Basically, the landmarks in this page are important to me. If I'm measuring and understanding the pose, how it tilts, how this part of the leg moves towards this way, and then the leg tilts that way, and how the hips are bending a certain way. So it's really great practice, and the hair. So I'm not trying to be detailed. I'm trying to understand the line curves of the human body. So yeah. And you'll see me draw it again. So I drew it in green, and then I drew it in blue. So and that was on my own, without even looking at the reference, just trying to understand it. And of course, more faces out of my own imagination. Drawing hair and different poses. And, you know, kind of reminds me, I used to draw a lot in the subway. So this was good practice in the subway. I used to draw people's faces in little sketchbooks, which, you know what, I might revisit those sketchbooks and put them up if you guys like that. Just let me know. I have tons of sketchbooks when I started in 2013, when I really started drawing a lot from the subway. So 2012 actually. So I'll try to show those when I can. All right, here's another page of sketchbooks. I put faces in a box, and mohawks and female characters using col-erase pencils. I really like the col-erase pencils. They feel free. They're colorful. They're not the most fanciest, but they get the job done and they feel great. So on this paper, they get the job done for me. I am comfortable with them. And you can erase it too. That's what makes them cool. There's an eraser on the back. All right, now back to Andrew Loomis again. You might think this pose looks familiar. It almost has that Leonardo da Vinci, the standing man thing going on. This is about proportions and lateral reach. Kind of interesting, where you can landmark where the wrist is going, the elbow, with the quads at. It's a beautiful, beautiful idea to just, you know. I take a lot from Andrew Loomis because I like the figurative style of his drawings. I don't necessarily, you know, not trying to mimic him, just learning what he's, you know, he's teaching about landmarks and how you can draw line. And that's another thing I want to get to about line. As I was drawing these, here's another page where I was just goofing off and made this big head here on this body. And then this here was a pose. This is actually a reference pose. I think I got this from one of the pages back here. Let's see. See if I can show you. It's somewhere around here. Drawing the human back. I actually like drawing the back of the female body and the male body because they have so much muscles, and it's fascinating that you can remember things like that. So maybe not, I don't know. Maybe this was made up from my mind. Actually, this was, because this has a little cape trying to mimic that. Anyway, I was going about line work, and there's a great video where I met these great group of artists on YouTube because of line work, I think. And if you go to trovearts.com, there's Julia, the artist Julia, talks about line work. It's really fascinating and interesting. It's a great video. She talks about it, and simple but awesome. So check that out. Also, I try to put that up there on the and down the description below, or if the I box pops up. Check that out. That really helps me enjoy line work and how important it is, because, you know, I enjoy other artists speaking about their experience with line work. All right, here we go with here. Drawing a big head guy with small body proportions. So all the proportions are off. Let me show you. But it was fun drawing this guy. So yeah, he's got a mustache, a beard, and hair. It's just all line work going crazy. And this is where I get into the pose of human figures holding mostly sticks or something to hold their pose. And I'm starting to understand the human body and how it leans and supports itself. All right, now we got another one here. I'm using col-erase pencils and just shading areas. Well, this is all made up from the mind, everything. Not one thing is copied, it's just an idea. Let me see if I can back it up a little bit so you can see I drew it all the way down to the legs. If you notice, sometimes I like to fill the sketchbook up, but maybe I don't. I just draw a pose and that's it. Okay, that's a reference picture. I don't want to show too much, it's nude, but it's the same from here. I put it here just to understand landmarks and points. So, and now this is the page where my sketchbook may not be traditional, where people just draw. I actually take stuff, I save an image on my phone and then print it out on my printer so I can remember it and paste it and look at it and study it on my sketchbook, because this is one of these paintings I love. This is the artist is Lionel Royer from 1852 to 1926. It's called the Triumph de Venus, 1895. This is a really beautiful painting. Kind of shows, I don't know how it shows it, but the color is just very burnt umberish. This might be just the beginning of it, but the beautiful curves and the lighting and the postures and the cherub and everything is amazing. Now the next painting really is beautiful from another artist. This one's called The Three Dancers, and this is from Louis Frederick Bernecker. He's an American. Look how beautiful this is. I don't know if the camera can catch such beautiful work on this. This is amazing. I mean, truly amazing. I don't know if the camera can really capture what you see, but just alone the cloths drawn and made that way and painted in so well. I am just impressed, totally impressed by it. You can't beat that. Okay. All right. Oh, more proportion and relations. So here's more proportion and relations. This is like drawing, understanding the, how you built an eye level and how you know perspective in relation to the horizon. A lot of stuff in Andrew Loom is very complicated, but fun to do, and you practice just copying and drawing and try to understand it. So it's something you'll use later on. Here's another picture I drew from reference. This is this lady was drawn from a picture. Again, I go back to my references. So if I have a nude picture of someone or a picture painted, so it's from this picture all the way back in the beginning of the sketchbook. Try to draw it again using col-erase and just having fun with it, changing up the body types and how would I draw that again, and this time holding a stick. Just good old fun stuff. And here's Madam X. Now I did a painting video, which I'll probably link that one up there too. You'll see an eye come up hopefully. And in the painting video, this headshot I painted using oils just to mimic. It was just practice. It wasn't trying to be perfect. Of course, you know the artist is John Singer Sargent, and I really love John Singer Sargent. He's an amazing artist. And yeah, here's another sketch I did. I think I definitely used a reference for that because of the shape it is, and I can't, let's see if it's in one of these pages. It probably isn't back one here again. I keep going back to references because it's important for me to understand the human body, and sometimes I just need, you know, a model, and I can't afford it right now to go to a model because of COVID. That's what it is. I usually go to I like to go to live shops and print, but this is the model I got it from. I wish I can give credit to the photographer. Unfortunately, when I downloaded, I did not get it. I feel really bad. He's a great photographer, actually, who takes these shots. And of course, there's a mannequin pose. Now, I have a mannequin in the house, and I started using these mannequin to. It's funny how the mannequin helps me, because this is all very mannequin-like. It's like squarey, squiggly, but that's what it feels like. So, yeah. And then back to the Andrew Loomis page. On this page right here, this is drawing the mannequin again. And you can see him jumping. I have him jumping suspended, and he's sitting down with his pelvis. So a lot going on there from Andrew Loomis. And back to this again, a mannequin study. Another mannequin study, which is fantastic. I mean, you learn a lot with the mannequin, actually. I'm really glad that I have a mannequin because I can change poses and understand how the leg is moving and how the arm is shaped. And I made up the head. And of course, I put these orange lines. It's because I'm measuring proportion from, so it's always the head, the nipples, the navel, the crotch, and then, you know, the thigh and then below the knee, and these are the proportions, and then the heel. So, okay, drawing faces again using col-erase. Sometimes I'm not using col-erase. I'm actually using the Derwent Graphic Tint pencils, so, which I like too because you can wet them and they become watercolors. But this is col-erase right here for these guys. And I made up all these faces. Pardon me. And another great painting I saw that I had to just do a copy of it. I mean, I downloaded this, but I tried to copy image because I loved how the back look and the hair, and I also love the way these colors are coming down and how they use this drapery. It's just amazing. His name is Guy Orlando Rose. It's a standing nude. It was in 1867. So beautiful standing pose. I would love to paint something like that, you know, in real life. So just not right now, just drawing out that. And here's that pose. Now this is a drawing. This is of course reference from that painting earlier that I was talking about. This was the artist Lionel Royer's The Triumph of Venus. Again, I try to do my version of it. You can see the hand going up. Same thing here, trying to come up with the pose. And it kind of liked it, you know. It's fun experimenting, trying that. And the next one, Frederick Leighton. Yes, the Roman lady. This is a beautiful painting. Not just because of the face, but the cloth area. Wow. Too bad I can't focus on the cloth area. I wish I could, but I don't focus. I don't have it focused on that. So I have it more focused on, I didn't put it on that kind of focus, but it's beautiful. Actually, absolutely beautiful painting. So I try to, you know, mimic a little bit of it. I wasn't happy with where I was going at with it, but having fun because it's an artistic. Sketchbooks, that's what sketchbooks are about for me. To experiment, smash it, throw things in there. Nothing's perfection, make mistakes, because those mistakes, the sketchbook is going to help me transfer my ideas to paintings and canvases and into life. So here's where I have fun bending the figure. So I'm drawing the lines more and bending, trying to make my bodies dynamic and not so stiff, which, you know, and I have a habit of drawing stickmen with the human figure. Okay, we already put almost 20 minutes into this and a lot in this first. I gave you a lot and I feel so bad, but I'm going to try to just get a little more and then we'll stop. We might have to make a part 3 for this sketchbook. It's almost done. So the next page is the movement in the mannequin frames. This is Andrew Loomis. He's showing you how to feel, you know, there's a center line and how the body moves within that center line. Fantastic. He writes it very well. I think I wrote the notes. Let us strive for life and action from the very beginning. Draw, draw, draw. Try to feel the center of gravity. Distribute the weight over a central point. So make numerous studies. And he calls these stationary pivots. And they're beautiful. And on the next page, you'll see I'll do more stationary. These are actually, no, these are more, yeah, they're stationary pivots too. So these are movements in the mannequin. And of course, on the side, I'm drawing faces and trying to bend, learning how to draw the mannequin. Mannequin pose again, just with a hat, you know, and I'm using actual mannequin. So I'm using the mannequin, I'm using Andrew Loomis, and I'm just using references, you know, that I took from the art. So I'm using everything I can to learn how to draw the human body and my own knowledge. There's another mannequin. You can tell by the hands how the mannequin is. So love how these colors pop on the Durant col-erase pencil. So here's more hidden characters, crazy mohawk, beautiful warrior types hair, and had a good time. And I love this one. This was fun to draw the shapes, you know, make it wide here, small here, smile, how the leg twisted and bend. I love it. I really love that. So it's just fun to experiment. I actually had this while I was watching. If I had this text, I always had this sketchbook near me every time I was watching TV in the house. Like literally, if I was watching TV, washing clothes, you know, sitting down when I can, but mostly trying to draw. Here's another mannequin pose. And here's another page where Andrew Loomis talks about the movement now. Now I'm making it lean. Instead of having just in one, having it up, I'm having it lean so you can learn different poses. So great stuff. Another great pose. Here's a picture of, this is a painting by William Adolphe Bouguereau. I'm going to butcher it, the name. I don't know if it's Bouguereau or Bouguereau. Very famous guy. He does skin tones. This one's called Evening Moon. What a beautiful painting. I know the camera's not going to capture it as well as I like it to. So, but it's a beautiful painting. Maybe I can bring the, yeah, I'm going to bring it up a little bit so you can really see how beautiful this is. So, it's really beautiful. And of course, I try to copy the shapes, you know, to understand his line work. You know, study. Not going to copy a master. And here I'm drawing heads again with the col-erase pencils. And this is where it gets really fun for me, because then I started saying, you know what? Since I cut and paste things on paper, and I do color swatches, and I do Andrew Loomis, why don't I use acrylics? And I started painting acrylic, and it feels really good. So I started putting acrylics and painting on the paper itself, and it's pretty good. It holds very well. So, yeah. Here's another mannequin pose. And I kept doing a lot of mannequin poses on both these pages. As you can see, I'm getting better at understanding the body and practice. And I'm loving it because the shapes are coming out, the legs are twisting, the arms are still in the same place, but I'm gradually getting there. And of course, more gradually getting there and drawing heads. And then the next page, again, it's Andrew Loomis with the movements in mannequin pose. You know, moving that mannequin is important. Moving the body, you know, instead of staying stiff and not being afraid to see how it tilts, if it goes forward, backwards. And of course, another mannequin pose. Now this one was fun because I kind of bend the hand going in different directions. And then I started, again, you know, I started finding an art style for me that I'm really liking. And you're going to see in my Instagram. I've been drawing a lot of these caveman painting styles, cave women. And it started with this one. I really love this one. It was like I don't know what it was in me. I just used burnt umber and just slapped it on, and no reference, just use what I've learned from all these drawing from the mannequin poses and looking at references and putting all that knowledge onto this, and it's really nice. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So there you go. This came out really nice, I think. I love it. So, all right, and more heads. You're going to see a lot of heads in the sketchbook, which I like because I get to draw a lot of faces and different angles and experimentation. So, all right, another Andrew Loomis. It's movement, again, showing the lines and proportions and how to bend it around. Drawing, oh, this one's fun, drawing him tilting. I did that on my own, no reference, really fun. And again, Andrew Loomis. And these poses right here are fun because these all came from my own mind, just experimenting. So I made this out of my own. Finally didn't get stiff, and it finally came out as I started finding line work. And that's important, as Julia will mention about her line work too, and how you can control how you press down or press hard, or you can control how the line weight is and get some good curves out of it. So how you hold the pencil, which is great too. You know, I used to hold the pencil like I'm writing. Now I hold the pencil differently with glides and just having, you know, experimentation. That's what the sketchbook's all about, having fun. No holds barred. Do whatever you want with the sketchbook. No one has to tell you what to do. You figure it out. You dress it up like it's yours. It's, you know, so just my rant about that. All right. Here's another one I did of, so I really like all these four. I mean, these curves and stuff like that, they just came out so much better. And I'm loving it. And it just gets better and better as I'm using col-erase pencils. I love the body coming about, the lay going back. Like, I'm really learning, and just, these are all coming from my own, you know, my own, just practicing getting there. And then, of course, acrylics, making, I really like painting acrylics on sketchbooks now, and it's just nothing like it, so. And of course, going back to my paintings, they look a lot like caveman paintings sometimes, and very, very weird, but I like it. Bending the elbows now, shoulders are slanting. You can see here, shoulders are slanting, so it's really cool. And I'm trying to get two, you know, drawing 2 a day at least now, with sticks and different poses, with pencil, col-erase, drawing heads, mannequin reference. And let's see, well, I still got a few more pages to go, but yeah, drawing some more. Doing baseball pose, swinging. More body poses. And this is where now for the mannequin, I'm going to go for the mannequin to drawing the mannequin frame, which is add things to it. Like, this is Andrew Loomis talking about drawing a cape. You know, and this is his, I took it from his book, but he's actually drawing about how to draw a cape on the top of the top of the body and the back. And it helps you fill out the figure. And as you can see, I'm drawing these dynamic, crazy poses. And it's coming along by myself. And I love it. It's just so much fun when you look at this. You really look at your work and you go, wow, I'm pushing. You're not going to get there unless you practice enough. So, and of course, this was a video I put on TikTok. I didn't realize, you know, it had, you know, to them, showing breast is going to ban it, so I'm trying to block that. But it was a beautiful acrylics. Again, this is done in acrylic. Beautiful work. And I was really proud of this pose, because this just came out of nowhere. I was just drawing nothing, just doing it. This took less than a minute, and this pose came out. So I'm really proud of myself for that. All right. So I think I'm going to try to just spin the pages so you can see the rest. And that's it, guys. So this was the last page. I ended with the Madam X, just drawing that. And that is it on this sketchbook. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. You know, I hope I didn't bore you too much with it, but that's my sketchbook for now. I'm working on another one, so, and I have more to show you. And yeah, I'm really glad you looked at it. So I really, really, you know, really push for sketchbooks. They help a lot. They give you ideas. They you know, you can do what you want. You can do, you know, they help you with muscle memory and drawing, give you ideas. And they're not only used for drawing, you can use it for painting, stitching, crafts, schematics, you know, things of that nature. You can cut and paste it. It's your book, it's your journal. You can put poetry, you can put music notes. That's what beauty about buying these books. It's like a little manual of your life, like a little journal of what you're doing. So it can be busted up, or you can make it look beautiful and paint it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and please share. You know, what do you put in your sketchbook? You know, some of you put. I've seen some great videos of like the Unexpected Gypsy has a sketchbook. I love her way of she calls it journaling. I love it. It's not really a sketchbook, but she does journaling really nice. Her name is Wendy. Go check her out. She's really sweet and does great artwork. So anyway, guys, thank you so much.